Hi, and welcome to the Problem of Evil edition of Eating Scripture, a response to this Sunday's Gospel in 4 minutes or fewer. I'm Drew Downs, your host. This week it's Luke 4 from Lent 1. And as you found out in that intro, we're going to be talking about the problem of evil. So hopefully philosophical theology nuts can be excited about this idea. Now, remember, right before the story, we have the baptism of Jesus. So this is a strange thing to do. He's baptized in the River Jordan and goes about starting his ministry by going out into the desert for 40 days and being tested by the devil. Right? It's an interesting first move. But right after this, he goes to his hometown, and there's that great line about the prophet not being welcome in his hometown. And they love him, and they love hearing him. They're like, "Oh, you're so awesome. You're so wise. You're so young. You're the little carpenter's boy." And he said, "Yeah, you're not listening to me. You're worried about my charisma. You're focusing on my preaching style, but you didn't hear my sermon." And when he says this, they go and try to kill him. Right smack dab in the middle is the story of the trial. And this is where the problem of evil comes up, right? Because you have the devil testing Jesus. So we have this temptation to see all of the gospel. If this were disembodied from this part of the gospel, we might be tempted to think that the entirety of this is Jesus battling the devil. But because it's placed here, it's placed right after God has sent him out, and it's placed right before the people try to kill him, not the devil. We're given this strange moment in which we have these three pieces: God, devil, or the people, which is responsible for evil. But Jesus sort of tries to circumvent that conversation by his three responses to these three suppositions by the devil. First one is about satisfying hunger for physical needs, and he rejects it. The second one is satisfying hunger for power, and he rejects that. And the third one, perhaps most importantly, is satisfying hunger for intellectual proof, and he rejects that. So the very idea, the very foundation of the idea that we would look for what God is about to get God to prove God's self, God's power, and God's providence, that very notion is wrong, but according to Jesus. So I'm going to hopefully try and thread the needle here by saying, not just dismissing the very question of evil as going against the nature of God, but by also trying to suggest that maybe it isn't so cut and dry as those three things, those three bodies and entities. I'm reminded that old bumper sticker, "Guns don't kill people, I do." You've seen that, and many gun enthusiasts support this idea that it's people are responsible for it. But I don't think so. I think it's neither the gun nor the person, but that separation, that lack of intimacy with God, that is most responsible for death and evil and destruction and tyranny and sin. In fact, all of this stuff is about an absence of relationship with God. And that's the root of what Jesus is actually referring to in this gospel. For more, check out my site, drewdowns.net. So go, munch on it, proclaim it. Peace.